Remarkable! Incredible! Unbelievable!
Save! And Spark are champions! Good up, Pepe! Goal!
It doesn't get any better than that!
13 is a strange number, ladies and gentlemen, and here in America, many consider it unlucky. But in some cultures like China, it's a very lucky number, and tonight is Alloy's 13th match of the APSL Delaware River Conference season. They're on the road, battling it out against first place Westchester in a big match with huge implications for the regular season title. Which team will leave here tonight feeling lucky? We'll find out soon. Kickoff is just a few minutes away. Welcome back to Kildare's Field in beautiful Westchester, Pennsylvania. Just a reminder that today's Game and Frame broadcast is sponsored by Salt Athletics. Salt made the world's freshest, most advanced cleat bag, the Air Case. Uses antimicrobial technology to block smell, making for odor-free car rides and houses. Salt is offering the Game and Frame community an exclusive discount, so scan that QR code to get 10% off. And remember to keep it fresh. As mentioned in our opener, you're not going to find a more important regular season game this far from the end of the regular season, because tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have first place versus second place. Westchester's in white going from right to left, Alloy in green going from left to right. And keep in mind, Westchester are ahead in the table right now, but that's only because they have a game in hand. So this game means everything for that regular season title, and we are underway from Kildare's Field in Westchester. So, as I said, first place versus second place, and a big long ball over the top to get us started. Westchester already looking dangerous, just seconds into this match. Cross tried to whip, and it was blocked at that near post, and it is cleared. Danger's not over yet. Alloy able to get some possession, but a giveaway right in front of their net. My goodness, that was almost code red at the back. Less than a minute into this match. An attempted clearance snuffed out by that Predator press. And we very nearly had our opening goal about 35 seconds into the game, but Alloy narrowly escaped and will stay scoreless. Big ball played across the pitch as a Westchester man hits the turf, but we get the play on from the referee. Down the left side come the Predators into the box. Alloy all hands on deck defensively this early. As you can see, the urgency. This is not a typical level of urgency this early in an APSL match. You can see how much this game means to these players. And it's because these two teams are, so far this season, far and above the two best in the league. Oakland United in third, Kensington in fourth. They're not far behind, but there is a pretty sizable margin. 6 points behind second place Alloy is Oakland. And again, if they can find a way to get 3 points, we would be tied at the top with 34. And Oakland, keep in mind, just dropped points to Jersey Shore Boca in our broadcast last week. Alloy just about able to keep possession in there, working it from right to left. See just an attempt to try and calm things down a little bit. This Westchester press is really, really high to start this match. Josiah Ramirez tried a little Cruyff turn in the middle of the park, didn't quite pan out. Here comes Alloy with a press of their own. Derek Ramirez doing the legwork, but now retreating back to the center of the park. You can see tackles flying in nice and early in this match. We've had rain in the forecast. Knock on wood, ladies and gentlemen, I think the rain has moved on. It was pouring when we were setting up, but all dry for now. It's turned into a pretty nice night here in southeastern Pennsylvania, especially considering that we're still in March. Look at Alloy now starting to feel their way into this match. Some good possession further up the pitch. Well, now that I say that, forced to go backwards to that left back, and Westchester appealing for that, but referees say last touch was off a Predator. Westchester man hits the ground, no foul called, and here come the white shirts. Ball played across, top of the box, puts a man on his feet, spins back, has a hit. Oh my goodness, that's the back side bar that hit, not the post. What a goal that would have been. Inches away from a really spectacular opening to the scoring early doors here. That was Dylan Lacey. He's got 5 goals already in the APSL season. He was not too far from a 6th as he put the Alloy defender on his backside. And you can see this Westchester press is causing fits for Alloy, who are quite used to dominating possession. If you've tuned into any of our broadcasts over the last 2 years, they only started last year. It was their first season in the APSL, and they just went ahead and won the regular season title. So they are the defending regular season champions, but Westchester's taking it to them. Big cross, overhit everybody, and I think that will actually go for a throw-in. It is a throw. Westchester keeping possession. Alloy looking to counter. Not much help, must be said. Dodged one tackle, but couldn't quite. Get that ball back. Westchester trying to make some moves, but Alloy employing their own press. So you wonder how long each of these teams can keep this up. But for these first few minutes, it is an electric pace to this match. And strong challenge there is our first free kick awarded of this match. Derek Ramirez, the man taken down. Maybe a bit too far out for a hit, at least a hit with any venom. But if anyone can do it, it's probably Josiah Ramirez. He's got 12 goals on this campaign already. Two hands up from Ramirez. Back post curler was very nearly onto the Alloy attacker's foot, but turned aside by the Westchester defender. Will have Alloy's first corner of this match. Kalyebi, the man to take the set piece. Two hands up from him. Whipped in near post. A little flick, I think missed, but it's fallen in the box for Alloy. Cuts back, looking central, drops it back to Kalyebi. Westchester get him going the wrong direction. Here comes the counter. Looking one way, then the other. Is Lacey avoids one tackle. Comes to the wide man, back inside. Can he get his touchdown? He can't. Good defending from Luke Nall, but he is still down in the box. Might have gotten just trotted on as the Westchester man, Lucchini, tried to bring that ball down, and looks like he's able to shake it off, which is good news because you really don't want to be burning a substitute this early if you're Alloy. Look at the three white shirts just compressing that space, forcing Alloy to go across the field. They've done really well, though, must be said. Back the other way. Solid footwork by the Alloy back line. You got to be calm on the ball facing this high of a press. Out the other side for Ramirez. Infield to, it must be said, there's Josiah Ramirez, number 7, and Derek Ramirez, number 8. So keep up with me, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of Ramirez's on the pitch. Around the corner to Daniel Rowe. Has 1 goal so far this campaign. Here's Ramirez. Big hit. Deflected in front. Never got home to the goal of Alex DeMars. Ball won back by Westchester. Found Lucchini early. Couldn't get his pass right. The center of the park tonight is under a lot of pressure. Seconds to get that ball under control and get it out of there because both sides are just closing that space so quickly. Ramirez did a nice job to pick that one out of the air. Played his other Ramirez. On to Kalyebi. Just a nice tackle put in by Westchester to stop the advance. Physical play allowed by the referee. Tom Smith, the big center back for Alloy. Ramirez across to Adaleta. Ramirez back on the ball. Can he get a hit? He can't. Has he won the corner at least? He has. Another set piece opportunity for Alloy. Micah Hostetter just making his way to the bench, I guess to receive some instruction from the coaching staff as Alloy prepare for this corner. And it is Ramirez on the set piece. One hand up, zipped in. Looked like it might have caught the top of an Alloy head, but no real danger. Westchester clears. Ramirez back on the ball. Little shimmy, gets around one. Can't get around the second. A step over. Ball played in behind. Looking for Lucchini. White shirts flying in. Ball played low on the ground. Picked out by Alloy at the top of the 18. Good job to find the space in there by Matteo Adaleta. And Alloy man taken down. Free kick for Green. Ball goes short. Helped around the corner. Ramirez on it. A little bit lacking in options, truth be told, and he does give that ball away. Westchester gives it right back, though. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm having problems keeping up. The ball's exchanging possession so quickly. And referee says Alloy was holding Westchester man back. Overlapping run from Westchester. And that hard work's paid off. Ball comes back in, but too much on it, and it'll trickle for a goal kick. While we have some time, I want to talk about what's coming up on Game in Frame. Starting on Sunday, Central Park Rangers take on Richmond County FC at 11 a.m. in the APSL Metropolitan Conference. Then at 7:30, Zum Schneider take on Kids Super Samba. That's also the APSL Met. Pancyprian Freedoms take on Manhattan Celtic at 8. And then on April 6th, we'll have Vitus taking on Heritage here in the Delaware River Conference. Very busy on Game and Frame and very busy on the pitches. There's a hit, far post, trickles wide. But again, Westchester finding themselves in dangerous positions. And that was Lucchini on that ball. Who has 3 goals already. Worth noting, Ridge Robinson, who is definitely Westchester's biggest danger man, is not in the starting lineup. He's got 17 goals and 5 assists. A silly stat line, especially when you consider that Westchester have only played 13 games. So breakneck goal scoring record from Ridge Robinson. Wondering if he might be deployed as a super sub later in this match. That's something Alloy will definitely have to look out for, because you don't want him on fresh legs. McDade goes back to DeMars. Bogle tried to go back to McDade, but slipped under his foot, so Alloy get that ball back. And really well kept from Adaleta. Ramirez on the ball now. And you can see Ramirez just kind of lacking options down this right-hand side. This is Derek Ramirez, who's going backwards. Referee says that ball went out of play. Westchester ball. DeMars. McDade. Big touch. Gives Josiah Ramirez the ball. Nice cut, but the touch was too heavy. Strong challenge put in by McDade. Hopefully Ramirez is okay. Fair challenge, says the ref. But it was a physical one. And just a little bit too heavy. And DeMars is able to scurry out and grab that before it trickles out of play. Over the top, but DeMars can't quite keep it in play. Alloy again, just look at those white shirts, close them down. Ramirez can't find his target man, Daniel Rowe. Can Lucchini get on the end of that one? He shouldered off the ball. Referee says fairly. Hostetter. No options. And harried. But referee says it was illegally done. So, oh no, excuse me, not a free kick. Oh yeah, no, it is a free kick. That's what I thought. Alloy will switch the play, trying to find a little more space down that left-hand side, and they might have done it, you know. Albeit, those defenders, I think that was Ricks, applying the pressure. He's the skipper of this Westchester team. Giveaway in the middle of the park. Westchester on the counter. Looking for Lucchini in behind. Goalkeeper came out. He's missed. And the ref says he got a touch to that. It must have been a very faint touch. I did not see that ball change direction, but he's in a much better position than I am. And that would have changed the complexion of this entire game had the goalkeeper not gotten a hand to that. Penalty kick, probable yellow, and very likely a 1-goal advantage for the home team if the Westchester man doesn't get that touch. And ball's played out, and we'll have a corner. Or excuse me, a goal kick. Apologies. Alloy go back to the goalkeeper, Nolan Booth. just joining us about 20 minutes in, 0-0 the score. But how long will that be the case? A hit, and it's trickled in. I think it might have been a deflection, but I don't think Westchester minds. The Predators go up 1-0. Lucchini makes them pay. I think an Alloy player got a touch on that, but it trickled into that far post. Lucchini with his 4th goal of the year. And how big might that one be? It puts Westchester up 1. And temporarily at least 6 points clear of Alloy. Lots of time remaining, but advantage for now. Predators. How long will we stay at 1-0? The game's probably going to open up. Exhibit A is happening right now. Tires screeching on the roadside, probably to try and catch a piece of this action that we have right in front of us. So the Westchester coaching staff not happy with the pressure since that goal. Maybe a bit of a let-off in that press. But here's the issue when you have two really high-level teams. You've gotten your goal. You have to choose whether you keep that same high-press game plan or whether you sit off a little bit and try to defend what you have. And right now, a card has been shown to a Westchester player. It looked like the Alloy man was caught in the head. And he's still down. Card was for Kenneth Roby. He's the man that is in the book. So another wrinkle to the story. He'll have to be very, very careful. You do not want to go a man down to this Alloy squad. Scored 37 goals through 12 games, which by my math is just over averaging 3 per match. The Alloy man gets some treatment. I want to remind you that today's Game and Frame broadcast is sponsored by Salt Athletics. Salt has made the world's freshest, most advanced cleat bag, the Air Case. Uses antimicrobial technology to block smell, making for odor-free car rides and houses. Salt is offering the Game and Frame community an exclusive discount. Scan that QR code to get 10% off, and remember to keep it fresh. Of course, Westchester could have very easily been up 2-0 in this match. Big call from the referee as Nolan Booth came out of his net to stop a breakaway, and referee said he did get a touch on that ball, and it must have been an eyelash. But that touch prevented a penalty kick from taking place. So we sit at 1-0 as we tick into the 25th minute of this match with huge playoff implications. So for those who aren't familiar with the APSL Delaware River Conference, there is a regular season title that's given out. And trust me, both of these teams are gunning for that regular season title. However, the top 4 teams all enter a playoff after the season to see who will advance in the APSL's playoff bracket with their other leagues. So as long as these teams continue their forms, you have to assume it will be first place versus second place at the end of the year. The question is, who takes that regular season title? And this game might be the linchpin to decide who gets that spot, because the first match of this season went the way of Westchester shocking Alloy on the road, the first match of their APSL campaign, with a 1-0 win and a goal from Ridge Robinson, the first of his 17 goals so far this season. So this is the last time they will play each other in the regular season. Last time for Alloy to try and steal those 3 points back. Looks like we are ready to get back underway. Fortunately, the Alloy man has re-entered, and a ball's played over the top. DeMars makes a brilliant save, but the assistant referee on this near side says offsides is the call. Keep in mind, we'll probably have some stoppage time to play through at the conclusion of this first half. DeMars goes short to Malore. Over to Ricks on that far side. Roby gets it wide. McDade. And the Westchester man get it back. He can. A little nutmeg to sprinkle in there, but couldn't complete the panna. And Westchester want the foul. They don't get it, but they have the ball anyway. Lucchini round the corner. I think that was a cross. There's a second one, and it's not at home. Westchester looking so dangerous in the attacking third. Make it 2-0 for the Predators. I'm not positive, but I think that was Roby who was on the end of that cross. Lacey's the man that played it across. And I think Alloy were a little too preoccupied with Lucchini, and Roby snuck in to put that delicious ball into the back of the net. And put the Predators up 2-0. Alloy definitely going to have to press now. And this game, I think, is going to break open. I can see it already. Kaliebi busting a gut to get back in there. Referee says free kick. Another little wrinkle to the story that we don't talk about enough is that Lancaster find themselves, I might hold that thought here as Westchester countering again. Roby goes wide. Tried to cut infield. They go back to McDade instead. Tried to wrap his foot around that and only found Ramirez for Alloy. And a turnover in the attacking third. Here come Westchester again. A strong tackle put in. Referee says it was fair play. Alloy still just find themselves penned in by this Westchester press. Roby's won it back. Top of the box, has a hit, and what a goal from Roby, make it 2. Beats the keeper at the near post. And 3 is the magic number for Westchester. What's standing out to me is how quickly Westchester is pouncing on those loose balls, particularly in the attacking third. They are just making life a nightmare for these Alloy defenders. And it's showing in the scoreline, 3-0, a half hour in. Alloy now gonna have to turn on the afterburners, because not only do they need to claw their way back into this game, but goal difference might become a factor toward the end of this season. Granted, if Ridge Robinson keeps doing what he does, it might be a moot point, because they've scored 63 goals coming into this match, and they might have another here. They do not, though. Nice job by Booth to come out and claim that at the top of his box. Nice move put on by the Alloy man. He's pressured. It's a little nice 1-2 with Ramirez. Ramirez tried to get it back, but a little bit too much mustard on the return ball. Mars rolls it out. And Westchester man goes down. Referee says, I think a free kick is the call on that far side. Ball is back in play. Looked like referee wasn't ready to get started there. So we'll hit reset. And now we're in play. McDade over here to the other way goes Westchester. Infield to Lucchini. There's another hit, and oh my goodness, every shot looks like it's goal bound, just inches over the bar and inches away from a 4-goal lead for Westchester. And ball goes out of play. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We almost had a rogue soccer ball take out our camera, but thank goodness for Nick, who was quick on the draw, prevented disaster, because of all the games you wouldn't want to miss the ending of. This is one of those ones where I wouldn't blame you for being incredibly disappointed. Here comes Alloy, and again, it's just maybe just lacking support, but it arrives eventually. Kaliebi was going in it alone at the beginning there. Really strong challenge put in, but a fair one, according to the referee. And another body hits the floor. I think that was Ramirez, but yeah, referee says free kick. Alloy illegally tried to get a hold of that ball, according to the refs, so Westchester free kick. If you're just tuning in, 10 minutes left in this first half. Your score 3-0 for the home team, and it might be 4. That ball was tipped. Here comes Booth. Really well done. Good piece of goalkeeping from the big man to come grab that one. It's those kind of balls that it seems Westchester's been pouncing on all evening. And even still, up 3 goals, the pressure is immense from these attackers. And he is onside into Lucchini, and he's put that one home as well. An attacking clinic from Westchester. 4-0 at Kildare's Field. Ladies and gentlemen, coming into this match, Westchester scored 63 goals through 13 games. That record is immense. And personally, I have only seen their first game against Alloy, which they won 1-0 on the road. And I've been looking at the numbers and just seeing them tick up and up and up, wondering how they did it. And I can now say they do it by being one of the most clinical finishing teams I've ever seen. Every mistake gets pounced on. And here's another one. Infield to Lucchini, goes all the way back. A hit, blocked. Still danger. White shirt's in the box. Another hit's blocked. Better defending from Alloy. McDade. And white shirt goes down in the box. Referee's not interested. Shouts from the Westchester bench of keep working. The press will not relent. Nice job by the Alloy man to play his way out of trouble. Might have spoken too soon though. There it is. Now they're out of trouble. Into a lot of space comes Alloy. Is that ball going to stay in? It does. Infield touch around the edge for Rowe. And it does fall. He centers it. It's headed away. There's a little bit of a spark from Alloy. They've won the throw. Westchester's won the throw. Last touch by Alloy. Down the other side it goes, and that ball trickles out. So as I was saying before, Westchester came into this match scoring 63 goals through 13 games. And the math works out to between 4 and 5 goals a game, with 5 being the case more than 4, which is an insane goal scoring record, particularly at this level. And now they have to defend, actually, because here comes Alloy. Worked it to the top of the box, gone out wide, onto the left foot, cutting back. Go backwards to Ramirez. Back wide, shouts for offsides go unanswered. There's a hit. DeMars did save it, but he fumbled it, so Alloy will have a corner. Can they make Westchester pay for a mistake? Service goes to the top of the box for Ramirez. What a hit that is, but kind of sliced across it. And it goes out for a goal kick. Less than 5 remaining of the 45. Here in Westchester. Wanted to mention, I was going to start again on this point that I keep trying to bring up, but I can't because Westchester is looking so dangerous. Now Alloy might be trying their luck. Here come Westchester again, though. That ball does go out of play. Ball cut back to the top of the box. Have it hit from the top, but sails over the bar. Not far from 5. And if there's any kids out there watching at home and you're an attacking player, watch the precision of the passing in Westchester's attacking third. It is remarkable. To thread that ball through all those bodies and hit his man at the top of the box is just really well done. From Mohu on that right-hand side, who I believe already has 1 assist in this match, and he very easily could have had a second. Ricks throws that one in. Ramirez being pressured, trying to work their way out. Is Alloy. Ramirez does well, but there come the white shirts again. Alloy bailed out by the referee. Less than 2 minutes to play in the first half, not counting stoppage time, of course, if the referees decide to add any on. There was an injury that took some time to mend. Ball tried to go around the corner. DeMars is out of his goal and happy to let that one just trickle for a goal kick. And the point I was trying to bring up about Alloy earlier is that what we don't talk about enough is they're based in Lancaster, which for those of you unfamiliar with the southeastern PA landscape is about an hour to an hour and a half away from the remaining teams in the APSL Delaware River Conference. So away games for Alloy are no joke. To muster up that many bodies getting an hour to an hour and a half away from home is tough to do, and it's tough to put your best foot forward every time you do. And honestly, until now, Alloy really haven't put too much of a foot wrong. They've won 10 matches, they were undefeated in their last 10 matches coming into this one. It's not like they've been playing bad soccer, but Westchester, who have won their last 10, are putting on a clinic, and here they go again. Out wide, crossed in low. Well defended that time. Oh, what a move from the Westchester man. Cut back. It does fall A hit deflected. It's fallen to a Westchester man, but he couldn't get the touchdown. Second try, cross put in, headed clear. Lifted into the box. But the big man Booth has no problem catching that bouncing ball. We are past the 45-minute mark now. I'm not positive. I might have just seen a 5 held up by that referee. Might be the stoppage time, or he might have just been telling one of the players to stop talking. But maybe 5 minutes of stoppage time will keep you posted. Ball floated in over the top, headed clear. Another turnover. Westchester floating in, another clear. Into the box come Westchester again, a little touch away, floated to the top. What a defensive header from Alloy. It was very nearly 5. Oskally tried to cut that man off, and referee said that's not allowed. Alloy trying to get a goal before the halftime whistle would do a lot for the spirits, if nothing else. Strong tackle put in by Luke Nall. Bogle across to Malore, finds Ricks. Back to Malore, all the way back to DeMars. I wonder if Westchester might finally be happy with their lead. Looking content to keep the ball, which they haven't really looked like doing up until this point. And as I say that, long ball from DeMars, maybe out of necessity more so than intent, but Ramirez, a little Cruyff turn, initially got on the end of it, but he's muscled off by Ricks. Lovely back heel, looking for Roby. Strong tackle put in by Alloy, and just feels like Westchester have an extra man on the field or something. They are everywhere, pouncing on all the loose balls. Lovely ball played over the top. Running in behind is Westchester, floated to the back, knotted in. A hat trick for the danger man Lucchini. Every single attack looking so dangerous. And another one paid off. It's 5. Just for context, ladies and gentlemen, coming into this match, Alloy have only allowed 10 goals all season. That's through 12 games. And the 5th has just gone in for Westchester. And it doesn't look like they have any intention of stopping. We are entering the 4th minute of stoppage time. And as I said, I think we have at least one more to play. Around the corner. McDade trying to get on the end of that, but a little too much. It'll go out into touch. Booth to send it away. He does. One back by Westchester. Lucchini. And oh my goodness, Booth pinged that one straight into Lucchini, who was pressing really, really hard. And I don't know for a fact, but it couldn't have been very far wide. It cannoned off of him. And out for another goal kick. So an exhale from Alloy. We are into the 50th minute of this first half, and there is the halftime whistle. Your score from Kildare's Field: Westchester 5, Alloy 0. Plays of the week coming up now.
So watch the strike on here. Oh, it's a tempting one from Bodenbacher! Seemed to be guided by a godly arrow.
Okay, looking to buy himself a free kick. Referee not fooled by that. Showing us a lovely first touch. And a searching ball. Kawase cuts inside. Oh, it's a glorious second goal for Manhattan Celtic.
Swung in by the right foot of Rivera with pace and dangerous. Oh, what a save by Amir.
Of today, especially in this second half. FC Westchester. Oh! What a missile! FC Westchester with a tremendous goal.
And now Ruiz. Heading downfield. Ruiz. Forced wide by Sanchez. It's off the bar and in.
Bissell. And look at that recovery defense from Zabre, and look at that skill to beat Shaheen as well.
Padon on his right side has a bunch of space. He puts a forward ball to Diego, who chips it over the goalkeeper, and it's in.
Served with the right foot. Just over the head of the first target. Oh, it's Bucetta!
Hollins. And the ball's headed down, and it looked like Balin. That ball was kicked off the line. On the edge of the box, the shot gets taken, and it's in!
Kawase still with it. Kawase! Excellent save.
Have to be careful here. Muller, Vasquez goes over to press. Nikas will find Garcia cleverly. Dinked over the top. Kirkic towards Garcia. This could be a very intricate goal. Dikanovic. And it's in!
Played brilliantly. Ahmed Mamemor in on goal. Has a go. Brilliant save. Point blank. Mike Carducci.
That's Milton. It's a shot on goal. Oh my word!
Off the left foot of the striker. Testing Duff! And acing the test.
Has a lot of space. Driving in. Could be a winner here for Dusk. It is!
An inward swinger. Right-footed. Toward the far post. Bouncing up the head of an FC Westchester player. Oh! What a goal! Goal! Golazo! FC Westchester! A stunning bicycle kick.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University, and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together, and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game and Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Hope you enjoyed the plays of the week. Welcome back to Westchester, Pennsylvania at Kildare's Field. Alloy in green going from your right to left. Westchester in white going from left to right. So, if you missed the first half, the scoreboard up in the top corner is not wrong. It really is 5-0 to Westchester. Every single attack looks incredibly, incredibly dangerous. And Alloy coming into this match as the best defensive team in this league have been pressed to no end and made a few mistakes, and they've paid for each and every one of them, it seems. But as many a coach will tell you, if Westchester can do it, Alloy can do it. Can they find 5 goals in the next 45 minutes? More importantly, can they stop this Westchester attack? Press already paying dividends. Getting a turnover deep in enemy territory. It's August Axman. Ricks goes backwards to McDade. Around the corner it goes for Lucchini, the hat trick hero in just the first half. Turned around the corner. He was looking for Roby, and it was a good effort. Couldn't quite find the pass. And goal kick it is. Ramirez right in front of us, calling for this ball over the top. The idea was there, but the ball wasn't. Another turnover from Alloy. Here comes Westchester around the edge. Tried to cut that back. Alloy defend it, but corner kick coming up. And Kenneth Roby, who has 2 goals in this game already, is looking for an assist to add to his scoreline. Two hands up. Left-footed in-swinger comes in. He does hit his man, I think at the top of the 6th, and it was deflected by Alloy. That was August Axman, who got a head on the ball. So take 2 for Roby. In swinging again, near post that time, flicked on towards the back. And oof, that was not far off from falling right to the feet of a Predator player. Floating ball far post, easily cut out by Alloy. Westchester win it back, coming back the other way. Lucchini tried to center it, couldn't. Roby's trying now. Floated ball far post. Over everybody, and it did fall, but out of bounds first, according to the assistant referee. And we'll have a goal kick. Lovely back heel from the Westchester man, and a little bit of trickery. What can't Joshua Lucchini do? Hat trick. And then a little bit of back heel There's a Alloy player down. While he gets checked on, I want to remind everyone that today's Game in Frame broadcast is sponsored by Salt Athletic. Salts have made the world's freshest, most advanced cleat bag, the Air Case. Uses antimicrobial technology to block smell, making for odor-free car rides and houses. Salt is offering the Game in Frame community an exclusive discount, so scan that QR code to get 10% off and keep it fresh. With this extended break here, while the Alloy man receives some treatment, some things to note coming up on Game in Frame. On Sunday, Central Park Rangers take on Richmond County FC at 11 a.m. in the APSL Metropolitan Conference. Then at 7:30, Zum Schneider take on Kids Super Samba AC. And rounding out the Metropolitan Conference coverage, Pan Cyprian Freedoms take on Manhattan Celtic at 8 p.m. That's all in the APSL Metropolitan Conference. And then on April 6th, don't miss Vitus United taking on Philadelphia Heritage. That's at 1 p.m. here in the Delaware River Conference. So, lots going on as always here on Game in Frame, your home for grassroots soccer here in the Northeast. Ball fizzed wide. And Roby's on it, cutting inside on that left foot. Tried to slot one home, didn't get through. Slide tackle put in, shrugs that one off, but eventually Alloy clears. You can see Alloy making it a case to make it harder to get themselves broken down, defending more in numbers than I think they were trying to in the first half. Might be a case of them just trying to work on some things, limit the damage, instead of maybe trying to get back into this one. Hit from distance, and that couldn't have missed by much. Booth was stretched out to the maximum. Luckily, just wide for Alloy. That Westchester press coming again, and it's worked again. Infield to Roby, trying to turn it around the corner. He couldn't. Another turnover, though. Westchester in behind. Lucchini centers. Has a hit. Booth with a really nice kick save. Corner kick upcoming. It was Mohu who couldn't turn that one home, but he worked himself into a really nice position. Roby with a step over. Inside. Drop back for McDade. He has a hit. And that one was deflected. Another corner. Pressure relentless right now from the home team. Two men going out for this corner. Will they play it short? I think Alloy are wise to it, so they will whip this one in. Intended target McDade. It's dropped back into the box. Alloy eventually clear. Floated back in. Eventually falls to Brennis. Throw in the call. Ricks to take it. Ricks gets it back. A shimmy to the right. Whipped it in. But Booth claims that one. And he was looking to play quickly, but as I said before, Alloy looking a lot more intent to defend this half. Like most of their numbers were back. Nice service from Booth. Just float that one over the pressure. Hostetter trying to get rid of this ball. He does eventually. Look at those white shirts, though. The discipline to press, even up 5 goals. Ball tried to get in behind. DeMars was wise to it. And he came out. It looked like he wanted to roll that to his man, but McDade wasn't as enthusiastic about that choice. And referee called advantage there. I think he must have caught him, and yellow card shown. Probably not for the actual foul, but because it was stopping the break, I think. Didn't look like there was too much contact there, but he definitely did catch him. And I think a substitute is getting ready over there. It is a substitute getting ready. That's Micah Hostetter, who will make way. And must be said, I think he was being deployed as a left back, which is not his normal position. Typically, he's playing a little bit further up the field. Kedrick Yoder in at left back. So, some fresh legs at the back for second place Alloy. Mohu trying to get that ball back. Just missed. Yoder comes wide to Null. Goes back to Yoder. And Roby picks that ball off into Ricks, who's trying to hold off Alloy, but couldn't do so. Picked off again, though. Brennis. Oh, I almost slotted that ball in there. Look at Lucchini skip by his man into Brennis. Infield, all the way around the horn. What a team goal from the Predators. Clinical passing, clinical finish. 6-0. Dylan Lacey, the recipient of pass after pass after pass. And by the time it got all the way over there, there wasn't a green shirt in sight. And he made no mistake. This incredible offensive form continues for the Predators. "55 minutes into this match. They've scored 6 on the second place team, and here they come again. Roby across to Lacey again. He has another hit. Pushed wide. Nice save by Booth. Roby goes again, and he's caught. Referee says nothing doing, and goal kick it is. And an interesting call there, and I'll leave it at that. Booth hoofs that clear. And now Alloy trying to press a bit higher. And that one somehow found its way to Lucchini, and here they come again. A touch into space. Hit. What a save by Booth. That's the third or fourth massive save from this goalkeeper, and without him in between the sticks, it could be double digits already, if not for the big man in goal. Another great save from Booth, kicked away. An incredible performance. The scoreboard may not look like it, but Booth is having a heck of a game back there. Throw in for Westchester. Roby trying to skip away. Eventually goes back to Axtman, who tried to head it clear. It went off of Ricks and into play. Worth noting, the Westchester substitutes are out there having a warm-up in the corner there, so might be some substitutes inbound, but before that, Mohu tried to clear that, and look out. That ball, I don't think that was the intended clearance, but it was effective nonetheless. Corner kick. Mohu's going to whip this one in. Headed clear from at near post, and there's a definitive clearance from Alloy, and now the shouts are to clear that space, which maybe wasn't done quite as effectively in that first half from Alloy, but a little bit better this time. Worth noting also, it looks like Roby's moved out to this right wing position. Before I talk positioning, that ball was trying to be kept in by Booth. I don't think he did. It will be a corner. As I was saying, Roby was kind of playing that number 10 role right behind the striker. And now it looks like he's moved out to this right wing. Did score 2 in that first half. 2 hands up from Westchester. Ball whipped in. Really nice ball peeling towards that back post. Just a little too much air under it. And couldn't be headed back across. 2 substitutes coming into this match for Westchester, who will be making way. August Axman gives way. And Lucchini, the hat-trick hero, will take a seat. On in their stead is Luke Hill. And I will work to find the other substitute as soon as I can. Meantime, Alloy making some offensive hay. Tried a little Cruyff turn, did not pan out. Roby gets that ball off the nice 1-2. Mohu. There's Luke Hill pressing now. Did not get there. Alloy dodging the pressure. Doing well so far, keeping the ball much better than we saw in that first half. There's Yoder galloping into that midfield, beats one, but again, that second man got to it. However, a free kick is awarded. Can't confirm Connor McNally, the other Westchester substitute. He's in at center back for Axman. Tried to find Ramirez. McDade heads clear. And a strong challenge put in. Referee says, let's play on. Yoder tried to skip past, could not get it. And there's that ball played into Luke Hill. Lots of space, but drifting wide. First time cross, good idea, but straight at Booth. Less than half an hour left to play from Westchester. A little back-heeled effort. Cut out on that far side by Westchester, but Ramirez having to play a lot more defense than he's used to, but doing it well. And there's a nice ball played in behind. Make it 2. Can he get there? He can't. Just a strong challenge put in by McNally, the substitute. But Alloy have won the corner. And that's not a good sign for Alloy. Josiah Ramirez, their creative spark, is seated with an apparent injury. Ramirez is now on his feet, which is a great sign. You wonder if they're going to ready someone on that bench to come on in his stead. And Ramirez is making his way to the sideline. And I believe he's taking a seat. I don't know if that's a certain change yet. Looks like Ramirez is done for the day. Meantime, Alloy corner kick. And a referee has just signaled for, I think, dangerous play, if I had to guess. I don't think he actually made contact, but that boot was very, very high from the Westchester man clearing that ball. So, arguably, the best chance of the match so far for Alloy is coming right now. This free kick's in one of those dream spots if you're a set piece specialist. Far enough to get that ball up and over the wall, but down under the bar, and center cut. So DeMars will have to cover a lot of net. Touch and hit. Low into that far post. What a strike from the Alloy man. Derek Ramirez gets Alloy on the board. Wrong-footed DeMars by going back to where he was already standing at that far post, and it was a brilliant strike to go with it. 6-1 your score in Westchester. About 25 minutes left to play. 25 minutes left for Alloy to try to get themselves back into this game. And Alloy man hits the deck. Westchester play on. Well cut out by Alloy. Ball having to move very quickly back there because Westchester are flying around trying to win it back. McDade won not one but two tackles there. All the way back to DeMars. Bangs that one well clear of his goal, and referee very rightly saw that Lacey didn't really have any interest in playing that ball, decided to play the Alloy defender. All the way back to Booth. Tough ball for, and he's picked that ball up. I think that might have been a back pass. And you can see the referees kind of waving that one off. I'm not too sure about that one, ladies and gentlemen, but he's gotten away with it. Arguably not the first time Booth's gotten away with something in this match, but he's made several great saves, to be fair, so I guess you're creating your own luck at this point. Try to go around the corner. Alloy cut it out. Now he tried to clear that one, did not do so. Here come Alloy again. There's the goal scorer, Ramirez. Little bit too heavy for Luke Nall on that far side. Or excuse me, that was Adaleta. My apologies. Ball fell for Bamer. And DeMars did really well to come out and claim that ball. That could have been a sticky situation. But good decisive goalkeeping to come out and claim that one. "20 minutes left of the 90. Westchester still up 5 after conceding that goal. And here's a hit from the top of the box, deflected. Can Booth keep that in? He can't. Good defending after a solid strike from Sean Verma, who must have come on as a substitute earlier. I missed that. So Verma is in the game. Cut back from Westchester. Ball did not go out of play according to the assistant official. And here's Ricks to whip that ball. It's a beautiful ball. What a ball that was. Fortunately for him, nobody on the end of it, but it was really nice ball turned in that back corner. Referee having a very stern word with Derek Ramirez. Right in his face to tell him off there. I'm not sure what he said, but the official clearly was not happy with it, whatever it was. Maybe just some frustration creeping in, understandably. Alloy are not used to being down at all, let alone being down by this margin, as the bodies are hitting the floor on that far side. Looked like maybe the Westchester man was shaken up by a little bit, and the referee is telling off the Westchester bench, I think is what that was. No cards, so just a warning. But referee clearly not happy with either side last couple of minutes, yelling at Derek Ramirez and now the Westchester bench. So order has been restored, though, from the looks of it, as DeMars comes a long way to put his foot through that one, spinning towards the bleachers over here and batted away by a fan. Here's Verma into Lacey on that left foot. Another good-looking strike, but just wide. Lacey was trying to lock up his brace, but not to be just yet. All the way back to McDade. Here comes the Alloy pressure. Ricks with a really nice touch to spin the shoulders and start the counter. What a ball to Verma. And that ball's hit. What a strike! My goodness! Of the 7 goals for Westchester, that might be the prettiest. What a hit from Luke Hill. It's one of those balls that either go 100 feet over the net or flying into the top corner, and Luke Hill did the latter. What a strike from the Westchester man. Keep an eye out for that one on Goals of the Month. What a hit. The lead once again goes to 6 goals for top of the table Westchester, and here they come again. Here's Lacey on his right foot this time. Finish. Every single attack seems to be coming up with a goal for Westchester. Make it 8-1. Again, Alloy came into this match only having conceded 10 goals through 12 games. And this clinical attacking performance from Westchester has seen them concede 8. And we still have 15 minutes to play. That ball came off of Westchester, so Alloy will throw this in. Alex Bamer goes around the corner. Can Alloy convert towards that baseline? Cut back, top of the box. Nobody home for Alloy. Nice through ball played in for Verma. Here's Lacey, who's got to brace himself now. Beats one man. Has another hit toward that far post, just missed. He's on a hat trick now. But just a few feet wide of that far post. Comes Westchester again, just pilfering that ball as soon as it breaks that back line. Lacey with a really nice move, cut back inside the 6. Unselfish play. What a save by Booth. You can't tell by the scoreboard, but he's had an incredible game between the sticks for Alloy. I mean, 3 or 4 sure goals that he somehow kept out. Oh, lovely footwork from the Alloy man. Can he complete the pass? He can't, unfortunately, but did well to break that first line of pressure, and Alloy do have a throw. Less than 15 left of the 90. Westchester back in possession, firmly in control of this match. It looks like they're looking for more. Lacey plays out to Hill, who just had a thunderbolt of a strike a few minutes ago and could not quite find the skipper Ricks on that overlapping run. And Alloy forced to clear. And, oh, okay, so referee has awarded Alloy that throw-in. Must have been a deflection on the way through. Strong challenge put in. Lacey back on the ball. Nice tackle put in by Alloy. Unfortunately, Lacey got caught. And that is not as nice of a tackle. It was Saha who kind of went flying in there and was really nowhere near the ball, all things considered. And he's appropriately shown a yellow. And Ramirez was the one who was caught. He's back on his feet. Alloy back with the ball, and some nice passing in the middle of the park. Can that create a chance? They've tried to go over the top, and a dangerous ball back to the DeMars, but DeMars did well to just come out and boot that one clear. Lacey goes across the field to Ricks. Ramirez picks that ball off into Bamer, who has a really strong hit from distance, but it was right at DeMars. I don't know, the left or right, that could have caused some trouble, but it's coming right down the pipe. Questionable ball played into the middle of the field by McDade, and the Alloy player tossing and turning, trying to get by. Finds Ramirez. And Westchester eventually pick it back up. And there's Lacey getting that ball out from his feet and scything forward through that midfield area. Saha around the corner to Lacey, back heel, didn't work out, but he got the ball back. And Saha, he's got to be careful here. He's on a yellow. And, you know, that should be a card, to be honest. And the referee is being very, very kind, in my opinion. Because he's definitely stopped the break there. And he didn't even have any interest in playing the ball. So, very, very fortunate to stay on the field. And he's a substitute, so that's the last thing you want is a sub getting sent off. But wouldn't be shocked if that's the last tackle Saha puts in after the referee had what looked like a stern talking to. We have less than 10 minutes of the 90 remaining. This is better from Alloy, zipping the ball around. Goes back to Booth, who plays it short. And out the other side to Yoder. Nice ball. Finding a little bit of space now is Alloy. Curse of the commentator. Window shuts, and Verma plays it back to Ricks, who's happy to go all the way back to McNally, who goes even further back to McDade. On the other side, go Westchester. Nice pressure from Alloy, picked off. There's Ramirez. Strong challenge put in, and yeah, there is a foul for that contact on Luke Nall. And it's a little bit further out than where Ramirez scored his first goal, but not by much. Actually, I take that back. It's a good 10 yards further back than that first goal. My apologies. Looked like they were starting to set up a little bit further forward than that. And I don't know if you just heard that, DeMars very smartly not letting Ramirez try to wrap it around that far side. And, very nearly got it up and over that wall, though. Hope the wall's okay, but did its job. And kept that ball out from goal where that had some venom on it. Corner kick instead. Two hands up for Alloy. Crushed to that far post, and assistant referee says went out and then came back in. So goal kicks the call. Seven minutes left of the 90. Ball's turned over in a dangerous spot, and I don't know who that came off of. Yeah, it's a corner because McDade decided to try to put it in the parking lot. Clear the danger, and clear it certainly was. In swinger from the righty. Here it comes. And that hit the post. Inches from an Olympico. But DeMar's very, very fortunately able to just pounce on that one. That couldn't have been far off from tucking its way back into that net. But unfortunately, that's the kind of night it's seeming to be for Alloy. Just not quite going their way. As Saha tried to put Verma in behind, couldn't do so. Clipped over the top. Nadaleta does win it back, and now they find Yoder in some space. It's closed down very quickly by Ricks, and ooh, that's a nasty tackle. Went over the ball. Referee happy to let play continue, and hopefully Luke Hill is okay, because it looked like he got trotted on there. But here comes Lacey the other way. Whipped in, found his man at the back post on his left foot. Found his man back to him, and oh, I think he actually hit that one twice. Verma was in some space, but I think he had the unfortunate double hit, which sent that ball flying wide. And I think the referee just having a word with the Alloy player who put that nasty challenge in on Luke Hill, and I think the Westchester coaching staff was asking for a card there. I can't say I blame them, but referee taking the pragmatic approach and just a talking to. Less than 5 left of the 90 now. Taking into the 86th minute. Booth sends it clear. And Skipper with the power header back towards the box, and yeah, that's foul play there from Verma. Infield. Alloy trying to spring the counter. Gobbled up by McNally. And nice play by Captain Ricks. Cut into the middle of the field and find the outlet. Here's Lacey again. Oh man, that must have had some venom on it. Look at that ball fly back all the way to DeMars from just outside the other 18. You can tell Lacey really wants that hat trick. Just running out of time now. 3 minutes left. Quick check of the watch from the referee. Normally we do have some stoppage time. I can't imagine there'll be too much in this half. Had about 5 minutes in that first half after the head injury. But I'd be shocked if it was that long in this second half. Throw in for Alloy. Saha trying to keep that one in, couldn't quite. Ball kind of fell, and no one really knew where it was for a minute there, but eventually was put out of play. I think it's a Westchester throw. Less than 2 minutes left to play as Westchester will take a 6-point lead in the league table. Granted, they do have one game in hand on Alloy, so could be just a 3-point margin when Alloy make up that game, but still. Room at the top for the Predators. Just a few seconds away. Can Alloy get another one? Ramirez slings it outside to Yoder, who was clipped there. Referee seems happy to let play continue. Still on the ball is Yoder. He tried to wrap that one around, but I think with the raindrops just starting to fall again, That ball kind of skidded out. And we are now into the 90th minute. And as you see, DeMar is not rushing to get this one back in play. Referee saying to get on with the game as DeMars puts his foot through it. And header won by Verma. Goes out of play. Alloy throw. As seconds tick away. Throw in for Westchester. We have hit 90 minutes. So how much longer will we continue? Not long is the answer. A dominating performance from Kildare's Field. Your score, Westchester Predators 8, Alloy 1. Don't go anywhere. Interviews coming up in just a few minutes.
So watch the strike on here. Oh, it's a tempting one from Bowdenbasher! Seemed to be guided by a godly arrow.
Okay, looking to buy himself a free kick. Referee not fooled by that. Showing a lovely first touch. And a searching ball. Kawasi cuts inside. Oh, it's a glorious second goal for Manhattan Celtic.
Swung in by the right foot of Rivera with pace and dangerous. Oh, what a save by Amir.
Of today, especially in the second half. FC Westchester. Oh! What a missile! FC Westchester with a tremendous goal.
And now Ruiz. Heading downfield. Ruiz. Forced wide by Sanchez. It's off the bar and in.
Bissell. And look at that recovery defense from Zabre, and look at that skill to beat Shaheen as well.
Padon on his right side has a bunch of space. He puts a forward ball to Diego, who chips it over the goalkeeper, and it's in.
Served with the right foot. Just over the head of the first target. Oh, it's Buchetta!
Hollins. And the ball's headed down, and it looked like Balin. That ball was kicked off the line.
On the edge of the box, the shot gets taken, and it's in.
Kawasi still with it. Kawasi! It's an excellent save.
Have to be careful here. Muller, Vasquez goes over to press. Nikaj will find Garcia cleverly. Dinked over the top. Kirkic towards Garcia. This could be a very intricate goal. Dikanovic. And it's in!
Played brilliantly. Ahmed Mamemor in on goal. Has a go. Brilliant save. Point blank. Mike Carducci.
That's Milton. It's a shot on goal. Oh my word!
Off the left foot of the striker, testing Duff! And acing the test.
Has a lot of space, driving in. Could be a winner here for Dusk. It is!
An inward swinger, right-footed, toward the far post, bouncing up the head of an FC Westchester player. Oh! What a goal! Goal! Golazo! FC Westchester! A stunning bicycle kick.
Back here in Westchester, I am with Josh Lucchini. And Josh, an insanely effective offensive performance from you guys tonight. You've been scoring goals all year. What weaknesses did you see in this Alloy side that you were able to take advantage of tonight?
I just thought our press, we were really focused on just pressing them early, making sure they were under pressure. And I think it got to them pretty early. And once we got one on them, it was it was just coming every time.
So, on paper, Ridge Robinson, one of the big danger men in this game, out with an injury tonight. So you're stepping up playing that number 9 role, and you go and score 3 goals in the first half. Tell me, what were you finding easy out there, and walk me through your favorite of those 3 goals.
I would say probably the favorite one would be the first one. I've hit a couple posts in the last couple games, so it was nice to see one of those go in. And yeah, Ridge definitely a big piece on our team. It's tough when he's out, but I think we have some guys that stepped up too, and it was just a great team effort.
So, you guys have been just taking this league by storm. It's your first season in the APSL, and your goals for record is like nothing we've seen before. What is it that you guys are doing so effectively week in, week out to rack up this many goals and almost make the defensive side of the ball irrelevant, really?
Yeah, I think it's definitely our press, and I think it's just once we get that first or second goal, not being complacent with just those 2 and sticking back with a lead. We want to keep scoring and rack up those goals, and the best defense is a good offense.
The best defense is a good offense. That's something you can say very easily when you score 8 goals in a match. I am Jake Gillespie for my man Nick on the camera. Thank you very much for watching this Game in Frame presentation.